Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are now in level 5. We are learning the topic called reduction or Kuraippu in other words. We had seen some interesting Kuraippus in the basic thalas, Adi Thalam, Rupaka Thalam, Misra Chapa Thalam, Kanda Chapa Thalam. We also saw some special varieties like Misra Kuraippu, Kanda Kuraippu and Tisra Kuraippu. We are going to see today in Kanda Jadi Triputa Thalam how we are going to approach the Chathusra Kuraippu. Kanda Jadi Triputa Thalam is nothing but 9 beats. Before we get into the class, I will start this class with the Tirukkural. Nunman Nurai Palam Illan Yedil Nalam Manman Ponei Pavai Etru. What is the meaning of it? நுட்பமான நூல்களை கல்லாதவன் பெற்ற உடலழகு மண்ணால் மாட்சிமைப்பட செய்யப்பட்ட புதுமையின் அழகு போன்றதாகும். A person who has not learnt any books which are high knowledge, and even if he is beautiful, if he is physically beautiful, it's like how an idol is formed out of the sand. It compares a person who is an illiterate, who is, though is beautiful, is compared to like a sand doll. So literacy has got utmost importance in our system, and it's important that we need to thrive and have an urge to learn more and more. With this good thought, I'll enter into the class. Today you're going to learn one of the easiest of the Kuraippus, which is called Chathusra Kuraippu. The reason it is easier is because Adi Thalam is the base. I've taught you several phrases, several Tirmanams which are in Adi Thalam. I'll tell you how you can make it more interesting. You have a wider scope to play and showcase your talent in this particular Thalam. Especially Kanda Jadi Triputa Thalam is a 9-beat cycle, but you are doing a one number off from 9 is 8. So you're going to make a perfect even 64. You're going to play the Kuraippu. So you have so much of varieties. We will see some good examples, and I'm going to give you a plethora of ideas where you can use those ideas and then try to build so different Kuraippus, and every time when you get to play this, you don't have to repeat the same thing. That's the biggest advantage here. As I told you, Kanda Jadi Triputa Thalam is a 9-beat cycle. So normally I double that number to give a wider scope. So the double the number is 18. 18 fours are 72. 72 is the total akshara space for this 18-beat cycle. So you, as a rule of thumb, you have to knock off 2 beats or 8 aksharas. So 72 minus 8 is 64. It's a perfect 64 for Adi Thalam. So it perfectly, you can play a 16-beat Tirmanam, any Tirmanam, as a start to make this Kuraippu very interesting. Tatakadin tatakadinatam. Tatakadin tatakadinatam. Tatakadin tatakadinatam. So the very simple phrase of tam tatakadinatam. Tam tatakadinatam. Tam tatakadinatam. That's a simple phrase you can start. The second avenue. Takadimi takajunu. Tit tangada tagadarigadagadaga. Tit tangada tagadarigadagadaam. Tit tangada tagadarigadagadaga. Tit tangada tagadarigadagadaam. Tit tangada tagadarigadagadaga. Tit tangada tagadarigadagadaam. You can use as a first base. Now, let's try some interesting tirmanams. Tam, tatakadin, tatakadin, dun, tat tam, tam, tatakadin, tatakadin, din, tat tam, tam, tatakadin, tatakadin, din, tat tam. That's one of the pattern. Now another tirmanam. Tit tankada tagadarigadagaga tankada tagadarigadagaga tankada tagadarigadagaga dam. Tit tankada tagadarigadagaga tankada tagadarigadagaga tankada tagadarigadagaga dam. Tit tankada tagadarigadagaga tankada tagadarigadagaga tankada tagadarigadagaga dam. That is another pattern. Now, let's see some few more interesting patterns so that you have an idea how to go about it with the other fellow person. Tatakadinatam, 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 tatakadinatam. All these are varieties you can use for a 16 beat. A 4 beat tirmanam 3 times. One time is 4 beats, second time is 4 beats, second time is 4 beats. So 4 plus 4 plus 4 is 12. In between you can give 2 beats of Karwai, making it a 16 beat. Another interesting combination is 5 beats in one cycle, second 5 beats in another cycle, third 5 beats in the next cycle. So making it 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15. And for the 1 beat you can give an half of a beat Karwai. So it makes it very interesting. 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15. Half plus half is 1, 16 beats. There are several combinations for 5. For 5, let's Kanda Jadi Ekam will be a good method by which you can formulate a phrase. That is one phrase. Takadinatam, takadinatam, takadinatam. Another phrase. Takadanatam, 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 takadanatam. Tadik kitatum, tadik kitatum, tadik kitatum. All these are the phrases when you take it as a component. When you take this component and build it into a 16 beat tirmanam, that becomes interesting. Takadinatam, 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 takadinatam. So that's how you should build your vocabulary from a small phrase, and then you have to go for a bigger phrases. Instead of takadina, you can also go for takadanadantatam, takadanatakadanatam, talangudalangutam, junudagagadagadam, kadadagadagadamitam, talangudagadagatam. All these phrases you can substitute. Now, you can also play a Tisram towards the end. Let's see. Tattam Another interesting combination. Tak Takadinatong, 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 takadinatong. Only the last component is this round. You can play like that. So 16 is, since it's an Adithalam phrase, you can use all these combinations and play. That is one aspect of it. This is using only the Tirmanams and all those aspects. Now, you can also think about playing a sequence. Tataka din taka dimmi taka junnu taka dimmi taka junnu dimmi ta dimmi tinaka ta dimmi tinaka dimmi ta dimmi tinaka talanga din datam talanga din datam talanga din datam. This Adithalam general reduction, what I taught you, you can use all these into Adithalam retakale. Tam tataka din taka dimmi taka junnu tanga ding taka ding taka ding taka ding ding taka ding taka ding taka ding. All these, whatever I taught you in Adithalam general Kuraippu, you can use it in Rendakalai. So these are all the aspects of doing it. So in an 18-beat cycle, to sum up, for a 16-beat, you need to play some, showcase some, either the sequences or the Tirmanams with a different variety. Whatever is a 16-beat Tirmanam, you know, you can keep playing all these and give the other person, give a scope to play his Tirmanam. So that will be an exchange for a 16-beat cycle. The next one would be 8-beat cycle. 8-beat cycle is even pretty much interesting. Tatakit, tatakit, tatakadinatam, tatakit, tatakadinatam, tatakit, tatakadinatam. So you push only one finger, and for the other 8 you can play this tatakit, tatakadinatam. After one finger, when you play, it is for 8 beats. It gets sliced after the 9th akshara because it's Gandajadi Triputa. Then your next thing starts in the second beat of this finger. There it starts again. There is 1 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 1, that is 9. So in Gandajadi Triputa, you have to split as 9 beats. That's important. So Adithalam, the 8-beat cycle, you have so much of varieties like tadikitatum, 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 ta. So 5, 2 5s, 3 5s. You can also play 3 5s first and then descending order. Tadikitatum, 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 ta. You can play like that. Tadikitatum, 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 ta. This is a phrase for a 32 beat. Now another phrase, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, ta. Tadikitatum, ta. Kadakada dikitatum, ta. Tadikada dikitatum, ta. This you can play as an 8-beat. Tadikitatum, 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 gadakadakadatum, da. You can play different words, different phrases or synonyms of 5. All these are possible. Dundum takitata, dundum takitata, dundum takitata. You can play this. Then tataka dinda tang, tataka dinda tang, tataka dinda tang. All these are 8-beat phrases. You can appropriately use it and then use as an exchange between your co-player and play this. Again 4, when you come to 4, for the 4, I think there are several varieties you can do. Takadinatam, takadinatam, takadina, talangadindatam, talangadindatam, talangadinda, dumkirikadakadam, dumkirikadakadam, dumkirikadaka. All these are vanilla phrases. You have seen several of them in Adithalam. You can use those patterns. To make it more a little aesthetic, dundundatam, dundundatam, dum takada dum takada dum takada dum takada tadikkada. All these 15 akshara units you can play for Adi Thalam after pushing one akshara. So for 1 plus 15 is 16. So you can use for 3 into 5 is 15. For each of these 3, ta, di, ki, ta, dong is 3 into 5, 15. For each of these, tam kettadaga, tari kettadaga, talangudum, all those substitutions if you can make for these 3, you get so much of varieties of 3 into 5 combinations. So you can use all these and play for a 4-beat cycle. Then is of course the 2-beat tam, tataka din, tatam, tataka din, tataki, tataka din. All 2-beat are very, very interesting. Tang tataka din, takadadi ketatum, tadik ketatum, tudadik ketatum. All those things you can use as an interlude for a 2-beat cycle. Then tam, tataka dimmi, takadimmi, takajun. Then you can play the sarvalagu. Now to sum up, we will see how we are doing this overall Kuraippu as from after pushing 2 beats, after pushing 1 beat, half a beat, and then we will see how it goes. Tam, tataka din, taka dimmi, taka junnu, dimmi, ta dimmi, di naka dimmi, ta dimmi, di naka dimmi, ta dimmi, di naka, ta dimmi, di naka, tangad ta tam, tangad ta tam, tangad ta tam. Tangada taka dari kada taka taka dit, tangada taka dari kada taka tam. Tit tangada taka dari kada taka taka dit, tangada taka dari kada taka tam. Tit tangada taka dari kada taka taka dit, tangada taka dari kada taka tam. Tataka dinatam, 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 tataka dinatam. Taka dinatang, 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 taka dinatang. Tatang gada taka dari gada taka tatang gada taka tam, tatang gada taka dari gada taka tatang gada taka tam, tatang gada taka dari gada taka tatang gada taka tam, tatang gada taka tam, tatang gada taka tam, tatang gada taka tam. Kadaka darigada darigadam, tak kadaka darigadam, tak darigadam, tak kittatum, kadaka darigada darigadam, tak kadaka darigadam, tak darigadam, tak kittatum, kadaka darigada darigadam, tak darigadam, tak darigadam, tak kittatum. Tit tangada darigada tangada darigada dangada dindum tatam, tit tangada darigada tangada darigada dangada dindum tatam, tit tangada darigada tangada darigada dangada dindum tatam. Tataka din tataka din, pitaka jun tataka din, pitaka jun tam. Tataka din, tataka din, pitaka junnu, taka din, pitaka junnu, taka din, pitaka tagadaradam, tagadaradam. Tataka din, taka junnu, tadundin, tatatatu, tadundin, tatatatu, tatatata. Tataka din, taka din, pitaka junnu, tangadin, kadadin, kadadam, tangadam, tangadam, tangadin, tatam. Tataka din, taka din, pitaka junnu, tangadin, tatam, tangadin, tatam, tangadin, tatatata. Tataka din, taka din, pitaka junnu, taka din, pitaka junnu, tangadam, tangadam, tangadin, tatam. Tataka din, tataka junnu, tam. Tataka din, tataka junnu, taka din, tam. Tataka din, tataka junnu, taka din, tam. Tataka junnu, tam. Tataka junnu, tam. Tati, tataka din, tati. You can use the reduction model like that and continue it. So in Sarvalagu, it's very, very easy as you can play the pattern in a twist. It not necessarily needs to form in a scientific way because it's Sarvalagu, Chathusra Nade. You can use this Chathusra Nade beauty and keep playing it. But the most important aspect what you need to remember when you are playing this Chathusra Nade, tadiketta, tadadiketta, 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 tada. Tadiketta, tadadiketta, 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 tada. Tadiketta, tadadiketta, 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 tada. Tadiketta, tadadiketta, tada. Tadiketta, tadadiketta, tada. Tadiketta, tadadiketta, tada. Tadiketta, tadadiketta, tada. Tadadiketta, 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 tada. Tataka junnu, takate, mitaka junnu. So the placement of 18 beats After 2 aksharas is 16 beats, after 1 akshara is 8 beats, after half akshara is 4 beats, and then you just follow the crescendo of Sarvalagam. So for this, instead of playing all the time Tadi Kittatum, what we are trying to do, we are using phrases of different combinations and try to play as much as we can. So as long as your vocabulary of a 16-beat Mora, Tirmanam and your sequences are good, you can use any one of them and make it very interesting. And if you can have an understanding of related playing of a sequence, it makes it all the more interesting. You can form your own map for a 64, you can have core ways, you can exchange ideas. Tadhitta kadinata, dundung titta kadinata, dundung takadinata, dundung tatta, dundung taditta, dundung ta. Taditta kadinata, dundung titta kadinata, dundung takadinata, takata, takatikata, dundung ta. Taditta kadinata, hitta kadinata, takadinata. Dun dun gata, ta dun dun gata, ta ta dun dun gata. All these core ways you can play. Nobody stops you for using the 64 akshara core way. You can exchange beautifully with your fellow player, and you can use similar patterns and have these exchanges. So one is mora, one is sequence, one is core way, and then you can also short frills of how you can do it beautifully. All these is possible in this Chathusra Nadai Kuraippu. Hope you got the hang of it. My idea of this class is to tell you and explain how to go about it with your ideas. That's the purpose of this class. It's more an educational media, and we will have the review for people who have not understood it. Any part, if you're not clear, we will have a review. I will sign off in this class. I'll see you in the next class with Sangirna Kuraippu in Misra Jadi Thalam. Until then, signing off with Tirukkural. Nallar kan patta varumayin ginnade kallar kan patta thiru. What is the meaning of it? Kattavaridam ulla varumaye kaattilum. What is the meaning of it? A person who is learned, but even if he is poor, when you compare with the kalladavaridam ulla selvam migavum tunbam tharum. A person who has not learned but he has a lot of wealth, that will bring more harm than the person who is learned but is in poverty. So the wealth is of no use, the knowledge is of very high importance. That's what Thiruvalur mentions in this Tirukkural. With this good thought, I am concluding this class. I will see you in the next class with Misra Jadi Thalam. How do we approach Sangirna Kuraippu? Until then, Poonarar signing off.